Alright, I gotta, again, it's been another week since I've played. I think playing between a week's really good. Alright, so I really gotta figure out how to get Joyce to talk. I don't want to talk to Evart, but then again, you're ruining lives wherever. But I've already... He just rubs me the wrong way. But I think it's both sides. Like, you're either siding with corporate or you're siding with the union workers. Both are clearly very corrupt. But... Both are very corrupt. But they're corrupt in their own way. Like, Joyce is probably corrupt as all hell, too. But she hides it. She hides it easily. Evart's like more brazen with his corruption. What's that? Did I already... Oh. You know, at least I'm making some money. Broken pipe. Running upstream. So the broken pipe, is they coming from this way? Interesting. It's him! Hey! Your wife is looking for you. Nice. Excuse me, sir.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist?
To what do I owe the pleasure?
He sounds like me, kind of.
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Oh, Lena sent me. She's just worried about you and waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Yeah, the water lock's been fixed.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Will do.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
Tell me about this, phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators, or scientists, in our present case.
How big?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
Yeah.
Seems puny, to be honest.
And what kind of techniques would they employ?
it's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolve, without studying a live specimen.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
Why are you interested in the stick bug? It doesn't seem as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
Typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
And what have you gotten so far? Scientist to scientist.
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one.
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
Probably saw one himself.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
And why you think it's in Martinez?
There was a credible sighting here recently. A pair of teenagers described a creature that matched the Insulindian phasmid to an uncanny degree, despite not knowing what it was themselves. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
And what if they died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis?
Yes. The females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
That's pretty clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
So how do these traps work?
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
She designed them?
Yes,
How do they work?
simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
And bait, you said locusts?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
I'm very surprised they don't freeze at this temperature.
A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
What will you do if they don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought. Yes. What?
How did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
So you're living your childhood dream out here?
It's not child's play, just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
Have you ever discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
Oh, wow.
2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery. refutation, and data collection.
Which two?
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Hugo Grad, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
And then yours will be the third.
Indeed. If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
So why not be a real a zoologist?
Real. I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
I mean, it's just another profession.
Indeed. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
And has anything surprising ever happened to you?
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
What evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
You don't think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough?
Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot, and both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places. Yes? And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Won't let Lena down? Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the phasmid somehow.
I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
She's seen one?
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course
Oh,
now.
you just sound sick. Why don't you just warm up and try later?
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this.
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
I mean, detective work and cryptozoology, very similar.
Yes, indeed. Both require a great deal of research,
I mean, I'm going to be out here anyway.
attention to detail, and, above all, persistence.
All right, where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them, you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, Better safe than stupid.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this?
The pursuit of
recreational
knowledge!
event? Is it?
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
Okay, what do I do if I find one?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
And if I encounter one in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Alright, lay it on me.
Wise choice.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
Right, which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital?
All right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
We would have to discuss. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
The green ape.
I see you've been talking about cryptids with Lena. The kind green ape is one of her favourites.
A warm wave passes him. Of course, the kind green ape is her favorite, he thinks.
We travelled to South Safra to look for it once. Gary and I got stuck in a rainstorm, though, and had to spend most of our time there in a little village. The search was fabulously unsuccessful, but the people were very nice. I'm glad they didn't understand what Gary was saying about them.
What? South Safra? They're just on a different rung of the ladder, Morale. I had no problem with them.
Really? You kept complaining about how dirty everything is. But we digress.
They're a nascent culture. I just didn't feel comfortable. And let's change the topic, okay? Talk about your critters, or whatever.
Yes, back to cryptozoology. You don't want to sow disagreement.
By all means.
Alright, let me talk to Gary. Gary, how you doing?
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly.
Oh god, are
and
you a
takes out
racist?
his notebook. Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about. After a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
I'm more of a city boy myself, too.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates. This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
I've been tempted on occasion, but someone has to stay strong for Revocol.
He pronounces Revocol with a hard K, unlike other people. Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
You said Revocol?
I like to pronounce it the hard way, the old way, the Vespertine way.
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's a secret rite, a very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
You know anything about the man hanging behind whirligrags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. but everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
He's not feeling very comfy in his clothes, is he? Strange. He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
You seem surprised to see my colleague.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sale.
Oh,
I meant no offense, truly.
well, I mean, the lieutenant's a native of Rogershall.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
Cryptozoologist as well?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right.
I can see you recognize it.
I may have had a similar looking mug in the past. That's all.
I mean, it was around the scene of the lynching.
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
No, I just want information.
Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions.
How did
helping
you
out the law.
How did you get into the trash?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez,
And why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
so I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Yeah, did you put the... Wait. So, yeah, so you did put the clothes in.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads, against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor.
What's that
You've
strange...
heard this sound before.
What's that strange sound?
What sound?
The clinking when you moved.
Really? There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
Did you strip him?
There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
I hope I can help your investigation, in my small way.
Is he? He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads.
I don't pray, officer. Faith in non-existent helpers is a sign of weakness, not for proper Revicolian men such as ourselves.
What would I need to do to get this? Not that. What did it say? Composure. Can I put any more in composure? I can.
Not many Sealites here. No, no problem at all.
Okay, he keeps shifting uncomfortably, but you can't make head or tail of this sound. And honestly, it's rude to stare, so stop.
God damn it. Can't put anything in more in composure. Alright. Alright, so I'll ask about Kuno. And... oh.
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way. You don't have a reason to. Nothing.
Oh, box. Ooh, cool shades. Oh.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like behind you, the ruins of a locusts are crawling around in the trap. Confused, but uneasy.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
You set the apparatus.
What's this?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Oh, something went down here a while.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs.
Was this like a fire squad wall?
Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Unable to piece together the big picture just now. The scattering of bullet holes looks like...
Oh, money. Alright. Canal. Land's End. In Land's End. Far northeast of the Feld building. Where is the Feld building? Alright. Let's go back over here. Oh, it's up there.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out
Oh, this is the Feld building.
Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Alright, so that's a fence. Lots of things to discover. Alright, so wonder if we could get up there. What's this? Was this here before? Oh, water. Alright. Northwest of the Feld building. Alright, I'm here. So, probably over here? Somewhere? Or is it northeast? Oh, there it is.
A familiar apparatus like the reeds shake sadly in the coast. The wind picks up here, near the capes. This trap is also full of
Another empty trap.
Just want to make sure.
Of course.
Alright. And then guess we go back to the concrete block we traversed over. Nope, wrong way. Yeah, getting our steps in, definitely. Too bad we don't have like a pedometer or something. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get into that. That's going to be difficult. Can I get back to the dock? No. Alright, church is this way. Think we go down this way. Oh, what's this? I didn't see that before.
Wait. Take a longer look at yourself and how you're reflected in that slick chemical rainbow. What do you see? Metaphor. It's always metaphor. This is more important than you. That's the blood of industry you see before you. The runoff from Coal City, further down the coast. The engines of fortune once roared here. Great wealth poured into Revachol, the Delta, as did smoke, waste, sickness, life. The engines stopped. The West Revacholian industrial base was dismantled after the war. Now, extinguished coke furnaces dot the landscape, a landscape despoiled by industry. Filth. This needs environmental action now. Perhaps you could dedicate your life to cleaning it up. But you're a cop. You must concern yourself with different messes. Even so, it's pretty to think.
Alright. Back to the beach houses. Let's travel there. And then we can go to the one by the... What's that? there was one around here. There it is.
This trap's not too. The reeds bend for the constant. Nothing but low.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done. I'm just glad we haven't found some poor cat.
Actually, I have a question. Can you wash something for me? I'll pay you to do it.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Now. Alright, it was over here, I think. I think. Yeah.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. Dripping water falls from up. There's rust and corrosion on.
No. I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name. Don't even ask. He wouldn't answer. Maybe some other small talk.
Can you still shoot though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
His hands lead the way when it comes to that. And his show.
Alright, then we gotta check this one. And then I guess I'll head back to the whirling gig.
This is the last of the reeds, but the later it gets, the trap feels light. No locust. No phasmid either. But still.
Something.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy. Messier than the others. Like someone or something picked the trap up and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Something might have messed with the trap.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not. Right.
The reeds, the later it gets. The reeds, but the later it gets. You've checked all the traps now.
Alright. Just trying to get to the church at this point. Actually, let's check inside the church. Maybe that lady is around. No lady. Okay. Creepy acoustics.